Hello, I'm Gemma and I was Face of the Keux last year in 2019, and I'm just going to do a little tutorial with you today just to show you how I do my hair sort of on a regular basis. Today's sort of hair tutorial, it's not really a polished look as such, it's my go-to style to give me sort of that vintage vibe when I'm in my dresses, because quite often I tend to wear my hair down, and if I've got my makeup done like this, sometimes I can feel a bit just not as vintage as I'd like to feel. Normally I can do this in about sort of 15 minutes or so we'll see how it goes today. It has to be a quick one for me because I am a mum of two, so it does take, you know, a lot of time dealing with the two of those. Rather than just sort of spending hours and hours on my hair and makeup and things like that in the mornings. So the first thing I do is just sort of brush through my hair. And as you can see, my hair is very, very long. So to get the vintage rise, I'm going to have to use some pins today to pin up my hair, just to give it sort of a faux shortened look. I'll be using a nice boar bristle brush for brushing out. I'll also be using back comb. I am very used to just using a wand. It gets very hot, so I mean, I've just got used to using it without gloves, but obviously it is really, really hot and probably best to use with gloves. Lots of hairspray and heat spray as well, just to protect the hair. So I've brushed through. I always make sure, I always tend to have my hair in a side parting, so I make sure that my hair is in a side parting there. So I kind of go with where my eyebrow is, just based on other tutorials that I've seen previously. And to be honest, I'm not as precise with it, just because I just basically give myself that, just as long as I've got that little bit there, I'm not too worried for this look, because as I said, it's just a simple curl set just to give me the vintage vibe rather than a full-on polished look. So yeah, I just give myself a slight side part in there, and then I just start curling. So just spraying over. So I do find that this does work better when it isn't sort of freshly washed, because it just takes the curl a lot better on those ones, and it kind of hides the greasiness as well in some ways. So what I'll do next is I just literally go through and I just curl the hair. I start at the front, I just take small sections. Again, I'm not too precise with the sections I'm taking, but I would just take the wand and pop it under, and then I just literally roll round. Like so, and then I just make sure that I'm just holding it there at that sort of angle, as you can see there, being very careful not to burn my arm. So yeah, just keep it there for a few moments, take it off, and I've got a nice little curl like this, and then I just tape that back up, and then I just pin that in there. And then I basically just go through, taking little sections at a time. Again, like I said, I'm not being particularly precise with them, because I just want to get the hair curled, and then I can sort of style it at the end to how I would like. So just wrap it round. There you go, hold it for a few seconds. Obviously, if you've got thicker strands, then you do it for a bit longer. Then yeah, nice little curl there. Then I just bounce it back up and stick a pin in. So the front section I've just pinned sort of forward on itself there, you can see there. The side ones I roll round like so. There you go, you can see it there. And then I literally just go through the whole of my hair, taking sections and rolling and then pinning them up. And if it comes out like this, I just sort of roll it back up again into itself and then pin it in. So you can literally see, as I'm curling, there are little bits that are coming out and things like that, but obviously when I'm in a bit of a rush, I just go around and make sure that I've just got the hair curled. And I just sort of push things up and then clip it in for the time being, just to keep it up. So it's not as neat, as I said before, as I'd do maybe for like a night out or something like that. So then I'm coming to the back and literally I'm just grabbing the sections again and curling them under. And again, just doing the same thing, just bringing them back up and clipping them up. Generally, I tend to have sort of 2 rolls on the sides, 1 to 2 rolls depending on where they are, and then on the back it can be 2 to 3, again depending on how much time I've got to sort of get ready. If it's less time to get ready, I do thicker sections at the back and just roll them up, because I'll clip them into that faux sort of bob length later. So again, I just sort of decide on how much time I've got depending on how thick the sections are that I'm doing. So yeah, I'm just continuing with the back. I'll show you quickly what it looks like, but like I said, it'll be a complete mess. So we just got curls just at the back there. Just holding on there, okay. And then I've just got the last few bits to do. So, I mean, as you can see, we've got bits sticking out and things like that, but the general gist is there. We've just got curls and they're just pinned up all round. I do focus on the front more, particularly this side with the curls, because I like the way that sort of frames my face. This side, I curl it up and I do think about the curls, but then most of this side's going to get pinned back when I brush it out, so I just kind of leave it as is. This is the side that I really concentrate on a lot. Now, if I was getting ready, I might do this and then I'd do my makeup while this is just setting for a little bit. Today I've done my makeup already, just to sort of show you sort of how I feel like, you know, it completely changes when you've got your hair done and your makeup done. So I'm just going to give this a bit of a spray. Just to help them, because fingers crossed they will have curled. And basically I'm going to start then taking them out. I just start taking them all out. I tend to leave this one to last. Again, that's thanks to watching other YouTube tutorials and actually some of the Keux classes as well, the vintage styling classes. So I'm going to leave that one because I'll probably backcomb that a bit more to just give me a little tiny swoop at the front there to go with the whole, you know, 50s sort of look. So yeah, after doing a bit of the backcombing, just at the roots, You can keep puffing it up. You can see that it just keeps giving on the curls. There we go. So I might just spray a little bit more here, just to help him. And then I'm going to get my boar bristle brush, and yeah, it's another little tip that I got from watching other YouTube tutorials for brush outs and things like that, and it is really, really good and brilliant. So I just go through, just start at the top, and I just start brushing them out. Now, again, depending on time, I've said it so many times, depends on how long I spend on it. But I just brush through, and you can see, you know, it's got nice enough curls for me. You know, these work for me. You know, it's not precise, it's not polished, but it gives me that feeling. So just go through, give it a bit more robust there. Just keep brushing. Sometimes I just brush against, like that. Nice and fluffy curls. And sort of go to the back as well, just to keep it together. The back has always been a struggle for me. It's always been a bit of a struggle. So you can see I have brushed it out, and it has started to get that length again as I brushed it out. So generally what I do, once I'm happy with how it's brushed out, I just take the bottom of my hair there and I just pin it up underneath, just to make it smaller, and then I can start fanning out the curls out to the side and around it to give the shape that I want. So once I'm happy, I'm just gonna push this like this. And again, like I said, I'm not going to spend ages, so I start to look at what the shape would be like. So here, I'll just pin that back out of the way, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to use flowers, things like that. And I just literally pin that back. There we go. And just put it out to the side there, so it comes through like that. Now, I'm happy sort of with how it is curling, and it's generally sort of doing sort of a curl under naturally. So I'm just going to grab the end of my hair there. You can see that. And I'm just going to get a pin, and I literally just pin it just at the bottom of my neck there. Just pin there. I will add some more pins in the through. Then I can start to fan it out. There we go. Start to fan it out like so. And then on the front here, I may also bring a pin and just bring it up to the bottom of my neck. My neck just here. And just pinning it into the back there, just to give it that feel. So it's just that little bit there. What I might do is wait to take this out. So this bit here, now I've sort of fanned it out. There we go. I'm going to take this bit, just run my fingers through it again. And just sort of, let's give it a little something in there. Just to give I always do that when I have that at the front. It's just like a natural reaction. Just pull that down, and then I'm just going to brush that bit there. I'm just going to poke that in there. So I've got, it's not a massive swoop or anything like that. We've just got a little swoop there. And then I've just poked that in. Now if you want just a bit of extra security, I'll just pin that there. And then that bit can come up there. This bit still doesn't want to play ball. So I'm just going to pull that out. And again, I'm just going to try and pin that up it higher around the top of the neck there. Right. So basically, that is your basic shape. Now for me, I'm just gonna spray that and smooth down. As like I said to you earlier, you do get a lot of flyaways. But I have looked at old photos and things, and actually it would help looking at those because they quite often have a bit of fluff going on or a little bit of frizz. So it actually made me think, oh, you know what, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter too much. I don't need to have it so polished every day. So there you go. So you can see, you know, it's not the most perfect thing. There we go, that's nice. It's not the most perfect sort of thing. Hairstyle, not a thing. But it gives me just that vintage edge. Just that little vintage vibe makes me feel okay. Obviously, normally when I'm doing it, I do it a little bit quicker than that. But yeah, it just gives me that moment. And then what I can do is I can just sort of add any accessories. I think with anything like this, just adding accessories just sort of makes it better and just gives it that little edge. Also, if you feel like it's not particularly solid or anything like that, you can obviously put some more pins just underneath your hair, just at the base of your neck there, just to sort of maybe make it feel a little bit more solid. For me, it tends to stay like this as I go through the day, and if anything does happen, like a pin sort of comes out, I just literally poke it back under, pin it back in, and there I am, back to where it was before. So yeah, it's been really useful style, just to give me that look. So you can just do anything you want really. Pop a flower in, just to add there. Looks cute. I do like a good flower. You could also, like I said to you, my berets are my friend, because if anything does go wrong with the back, you're a bit worried about it. Just popping a beret on, and I literally just pop it on, and then the back kind of peeks out, but it doesn't matter too much if the wave's not good enough for you or anything like that on the back. And that's why I concentrate on this bit, because if this bit looks okay, then you can cover the back with your hat or anything like that, and you still get a lovely little vintage vibe there. You can put any hats on, so this is like a half hat. So again, you pop it on, and you've got that lovely sort of 50s vibe with the half hat there. It's always a good one. And then for the summer, I do always end up popping on a lovely straw hat there, just on the back. So I mean, it works well for those things. And then if you want a bit more pin up, you can obviously make this a bit higher, and then you can put your sort of tropical pin-up flower there, like that. There's lots of different things you can do with it. Also, if I find that certain things have gone wrong, as long as I've got the basics and the hair's curled, you know, I might put it in a snood and have victory rolls at the front for like a 40s look. And I've got the basic curls there and the basic curl set, so as long as I can just pin them up underneath, it works. And you know, if there's any problems with the front, sometimes what I've done is I've taken the front, and if it's not quite working how I want, I just kind of roll it around my fingers, and then I can give myself that's not wanting to go there. Just a little roll there, and then I can go through. If I take that pin out, go through, and again I just take little strands and roll. So if the front of your hair is ever not quite cooperating, you can sort of roll it up into different things, different patterns that you'd like. And then again with the beret, you can actually bring the beret a bit further forward, and then you've got those rolls there at the front. So you can do lots of different things with it, and once you've got that basic, you know, your hair curled like that, you can change it around however you want, just depending on, you know, if your hair's working for you or not. So I quite often bodge it, basically, just to get it feeling how, you know, how I want it to feel. So that was my tutorial. I hope you found it a little bit helpful. It is a lot quicker when I'm just doing it just on my own. Then it is something, because I'm not worrying about, you know, the sections and how much time I'm, you know, taking on each little bit. I'm trying to be as quick as possible. It does work just to have that 15 minutes in the day, just quickly, just to roll it up, pop the makeup on, then brush it out, and then it kind of brushes out, and I just go with whatever it does. So yes, thank you very much. Bye.